I was talking to someone the other day, and she was telling me that her Aquarius was going through a really bad situation. He had lost his job. His father had passed away. One of his children was in the hospital. And something else, it was a fourth thing too. Oh, somebody had broke his window. And it was in the middle of the wintertime. She was telling me about this story. And she was saying that it was freezing, you know, and he had to put plastic over the window. And anyway, her Aquarius was really down on his luck. But what tripped her out was her Aquarius and her talked every day during this time. This was like a 4-month window. And she lives in a different city. So they have a long distance relationship. And she said they talked every day for that 4-month window while he was, you know, grieving his father and putting every, you know, dealing with the window situation and his kid and all that other kind of stuff, and trying to find a new job. And he was dealing with this situation. They talked every day, and the Aquarius not once told her, the woman that he's saying, he not once told her any of it. After it was over, which was like about a month or so ago, he told her what happened. And she said to me, I don't understand why he didn't tell me. Why didn't he let me help him? Why didn't we talk about it, you know? And she's very offended, really, because she feels like, you know, I tell him everything. You know, when things happen to me, somebody passes away, whatever, you know, she's like, I tell him everything. And she's like, I don't understand why he didn't trust me enough to tell me. He tells me he trusts me, but this action makes me feel like he doesn't. And I've heard this about a lot of Aquarius. You know, people used to say, I've had times when people have said to me, well, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you, you know, let me know? Why didn't you ask for help? And I'm like, you know, and Aquarius are like that. So I'm going to give you my answer to her and let you know what I think about why Aquarius do that. So I am Queen Osetharu, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who might like it too. Please drop us a positive comment in the comment section and stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read and discuss some other positive comments, and one of them might even be yours. If you would like to get a reading done, if you'd like to hit me up on social media, if you would like to become one of my patrons on Patreon, please check out underneath this video for all of that information. All right, guys, so let's talk about this. So I saw this meme, and this meme answers the question. And I was like, okay, I'm saving this because this is perfect. It says, as an Aquarius, you try not to burden people with your problems and are masters at hiding your pain. Now, I know a lot of people are like, you know, like why? Like, what is this about? But Aquarius really don't, we like to do things for ourselves. We're very independent in that way. If we need help, some of us have a hard time even taking it. I'm at the point in my life where if I need help, I will ask for it and I will accept it. But I wasn't always like that. There have been times in my life where I've unnecessarily suffered because I was just too stubborn, too prideful, you know, or too embarrassed to ask somebody for help. So that happens a lot. We don't like burdening people with our problems, and we are masters at dealing with emotion. So we can definitely hide pain. That ain't nothing. I can hide pain for breakfast, you know. At this point in my life, I'm not as good at it as I used to be. So if something's bothering me, people will notice. Like a lot of times when I come to do a video, if something's bothering me, I just tell y'all. I just say it because after the video is over, it's going to be somebody in the comment section that's going to say, Queen, you don't look right. What's wrong with you? You know? So I just tell y'all in the video, like, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm dealing with, you know? So when it comes to Aquarius, you know, when I was younger and I was more likely to repress or suppress my emotions, pain, frustration, anger, any of those emotions that I felt were inappropriate at that time, or I didn't want somebody to see at that time. I was really good at being able to hide them because I could suppress, I could repress, I could do it so well that not even I would remember that how I felt about something. I can hide my feelings from myself. Okay, that's how good I am. I can hide them and mask them from myself. Problem is that feelings are vibrational, so it don't last long, you know, anymore. But when I was younger, I could hide things from myself for months or years at a time. You know, if I didn't want to deal with something, I just hid it from myself and didn't deal with it. So I don't think her boyfriend didn't tell her about this because he doesn't trust her. He didn't tell her about it because he, first of all, probably was in pain. He was probably in a lot of pain. And a lot of Aquarius, especially the men who are in pain, have a tendency to cover it up. So what he did was he suppressed it, he covered it up, he probably focused on productive things like finding a new job. I mean, within a few months, she said he had a new job, he had the window fixed, so he got on his hustle. That's what he did. Instead of talking about it, instead of emotionally dealing with it, he just thought of solutions and dealt with the solutions to the problems. Now, mind you, I do think he should have talked about probably, if not everything, he at least should have talked about his father passing, because you should never hold in grief. You should deal with grief. And if you're not grieving, you're angry or whatever you're feeling, I think that that's something you should deal with. But the other things, I guess he probably just decided to just deal with it. So I don't think it's a matter of trust. An Aquarius can trust you and still not tell you these things because it's not about you, it's about us. And remember, I said we don't want to burden people with our problems. People come to Aquarius all the time and talk about their problems and what's bothering them. So how am I then going to turn around and burden this person who I know has a burden with my burden? You know? So Aquarius oftentimes think about that because we overthink everything and we don't want to burden other people. So we would rather do things ourselves, you know, and that's that independent spirit. So Aquarius, if you're out there and you're hiding your pain and you're not trying to, you know, burden other people, find somebody you can talk to, Aquarius. Find somebody who, a therapist even, somebody that you can tell things to and not feel like you're burdening them. And if you have a significant other, I strongly suggest talking about your wounds with them whenever possible. Because like I said, in this case, the young lady thinks that he doesn't trust her, you know, or maybe he doesn't love me, she said. Maybe it's not real, you know. So she's thinking that maybe, you know, him not confiding in her is showing deeper issues. And it could be. But I don't think that's what's going on here. I think that he decided that he was going to deal with this on his own. He probably didn't want her to see him hurt. You know, she asked him, was he angry about his father's death? And he said, no, he was really sad. So that sadness he hid for all that time while they were talking every single day. And I think that that's awful. I don't think he should do that to himself, especially when he has a person right there that's ready and willing to listen and help, you know? So if you go through that with an Aquarius, it's more than likely not because they don't trust you, okay? It's because that's what we do. Miss Bridges. Hi, Miss Bridges. Miss Bridges said, I am glad you're back too. Thank you very much, Miss Bridges. I am indeed back. You guys probably have noticed that I'm not moving as fast. I'm not uploading as quickly. I am slowing down. I am, because I really do believe that that's part of the reason why I was sick for so long, is because I have a tendency to overwork myself. So I'm trying to pace myself a little bit better. Next one is Alja. Al just said, missed you so much. Oh, thank you. And remember, guys, I am always on social media. So if you want to hit me up, you can always hit me up on Instagram and say hello, or check out, you know, some of my pictures that I post all the time of my Cabbage Patch Kids or different tarot cards or oracle cards. You know, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. So yeah, feel free to hit me up. I use Instagram the most, I think. Okay? All right, guys, you come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.